This video is set out to help you get a little bit more information about bank-owned homes and then the process that it takes to purchase a bank-owned property. One of the most common myths about a bank-owned property is that you can purchase a bank-owned property for pennies on the dollar. This is absolutely true in most cases. However, a bank may list their properties under value initially. So let's say, for example, a property is worth $100,000. Well, when it gets listed, a bank may decide to list the property for $85,000. So therefore, you're walking into 15% equity even if you paid full price for a property. And many times people don't think if you're paying full price, you're not getting a deal. When in all actuality, you're getting a wonderful deal even paying full price because the property is actually valued at $100,000 and you just bought it for $85,000. So that's one of the most common bank-owned myths, I think, is that people think that they can really get it for much less than list price when they may still even be getting a deal if they did pay list price. I guess you first need to decide if you want to buy or not to buy a home, a bank-owned home. There's many reasons to buy a bank-owned home. Most of the time it offers instant equity. You can, using our example before, if you bought the house for $85,000, you walk into the house with 15% equity already, and that's not even including doing any repairs to it. Now, maybe sometimes it's just cosmetic repairs. Maybe it needs paint. Maybe it needs carpet. Those are simple repairs that you can do on your own. And using a little sweat equity, you can gain a lot of instant equity as a homeowner. It also can be used as an investment opportunity. Now, this can mean as a homeowner, or it can also mean as an investment, whether you want to rent the property out or you want to turn around and sell the property. So it can be a great investment tool. And then if you bought it as a homeowner and then you wanted to sell it 2 years later, after you've lived there for 2 years, you can actually sell the property and keep all of your profit without paying capital gains taxes. And if you have a question about that, feel free to get in touch with us. And I've kind of briefly went over that without the capital gains payments, and I want to make sure that you know that that's something that you'd have to clear up with an accountant. There's also many reasons not to buy a bank-owned home. Now, most bank-owned properties are not in the tip-top shape condition. So if that's something that you're looking for, something that you can move right into, a bank-owned home probably is not for you. So there's typically some repairs. Sometimes it's just cosmetic. Sometimes it's just paint. Sometimes it's just carpet. Other times it's repairing plumbing, repairing the roof. So if that's not what you're after, then you probably need to stay away from a bank-owned property. If that doesn't scare you off, then this may be something that you'd want to pursue. Since you don't really have access to the previous homeowner, you can't ask them questions about, how was the furnace working? How was this working? How was that working? So the bank had never lived in the property. So if you ask those questions, they wouldn't be able to accurately answer those. So sometimes that scares people away too. So you just have to keep that in mind. And then sometimes the bank can be difficult to work with. They do have their own corporate policies, and they go by those very strictly. So just know that going into this, that sometimes that they can be a little difficult to work with. Okay, so let's say that you have decided that a bank-owned home is for you. So what is your first step? Well, first off, it's going to be to secure financing. Unless you're paying cash for a property, you're going to need to secure financing. So the first step would be to get with your local bank or get with your real estate agent, and maybe they'll be able to give you a referral to somebody that they love to use on their financing to help you to get that all, because a bank is going to want to know if you're pre-approved for this house before they will even look at an offer. So this definitely has to be the first step. The next step is to finally get out and view properties. So your real estate agent will have given you information on some bank-owned properties that maybe you can see some photos and see some information on those. So once you've picked out a few to look at, the next step is to get out and view the properties. So you just have to contact your real estate agent and they'll be able to get access to the properties and you guys can move forward from there. Once you've found the property that you like, the next step would be to negotiate the offer. And this is where your real estate agent is really going to work on your side to get you the best offer on the house. And they'll know the ins and outs of a bank-owned property, because this is going to be a little bit different than if you were dealing with a typical homeowner as the seller, whereas you're dealing with a bank. So there are some different things that they do that your real estate agent will know and be able to better assist you with that. After you've negotiated your offer, the next step is to do an inspection. After you negotiate the offer, they'll allow you 10 days to get your inspection completed. Now, many of the times, they will require you to pay for what we call a de-winterization. They have previously winterized the house just to make sure that no pipes freeze during the winter months. A lot of times, they'll make you pay a de-winterization charge of usually around $150 to do your inspection, and then they will actually many times make you re-winterize the property after you're done. So you'll just have to verify that with your real estate agent to make sure that is the case. But that could be an extra expense that you would have on top of your inspection in order to do the inspection. Typically, the bank will get the utilities turned on for you, so you don't have to deal with that. And they'll get it ready for your inspector to go in and make the inspection. Okay, step 5, you just need to finalize the homeowner's insurance, which means that you have to have homeowner's insurance on your property before you close. You'll be working with your financing company to finalize the mortgage process, getting any documentation that you need to get to them in order to finalize that, so we can get to the closing table and close, and the home can be yours. We'll have to finalize the title work, which the title work is just to ensure that the property doesn't have any liens on it, which is really important, especially in a bank-owned home situation. There could have been some liens that were outstanding, and we want to get this title work done to make sure that those are no longer on there. And then we'll have to worry about getting the utilities turned on into your name, so when you do close, you already have that established for you. There are a few miscellaneous items that will be here and there, and your real estate agent will help you along the way to make sure that you're on the right track. And the last step is celebration. You've closed on your home. Congratulations. Now you just have to do some work, get those boxes packed, and move on in. So in closing, I hope this clears up a little bit of the information on bank-owned homes and maybe gives you some insight on whether or not you would even be interested in looking at bank-owned homes. So if you do have any more questions, feel free to call us. Our number is at the bottom of this PowerPoint, and it's 317-622-4040. Thanks, and have a great day.